Hey guys, this is Saurabh from AllAboutTechnologies, and in this video let's do a quick speed test as well as multitasking test between the Samsung Galaxy M20 and the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2. Now both the devices, they have different processors. The M20 has Exynos 7904 processor, whereas the Max Pro M2 has the Snapdragon 660 processor, which is slightly underclocked. But both the devices have 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. And both the devices also have 5000 mAh battery. So in case if you have not seen my battery drain test video, link is there in the description box, so do check it out after watching this video. Now let's quickly start with the boot test and see which device boots up first. So as you can see, the Max Pro M2 was the first one to boot up, but M20 was not all that behind. Anyways, before I start, a few things I want to mention. Both the devices were connected to the same Wi-Fi network, no apps were running in the background, and there was no data on both the devices. With that out of the way, let's start with the speed test. So first, let's open Chrome. So as you can see, M2 was slightly faster in opening the application, but now let's open some web page on both the phones and see which one loads it faster. It was M2 which loaded the page faster, as you can see once again. Now it's time to move on to the next application, which is Amazon Music. And here again, M2 was slightly faster in loading, which is nice. The third app on the list is Twitter. And once again, it's M2 who loaded it faster. But guys, it's not every time that M2 is better, which you will see later in this video. Fourth application on the list is Zomato. And as you can see, once again, M2 is loading this quickly. I have done this speed test multiple times, and every time M20 took a lot of time to load Zomato application. Not sure why. Also stick around till the end because we will do multitasking test and it will shock some of you guys. Moving on to the fifth application, which is PUBG. Let's see which device opens it faster. Quick note, I have kept the graphics settings same on both the devices. As you saw, the M2 is once again taking the lead and M20 is behind. If you play a lot of high-end games, then Zenfone Max Pro M2 is a better choice since Adreno GPU is more powerful than the GPU which is present on the Samsung Galaxy M20. Now the next application on the list is YouTube, and here as you can see it was very close, but M20 was faster by a fraction of a second. Things have started to get interesting now. Let's open Instagram now. So here you can see both were very quick, but M20 loaded the Prajakta's post faster. So here I'll have to give it to M20. Next on the list is another game, which is Asphalt 8. So let's see which device loads it faster. And shockingly, it was the M20 which loaded the game faster than the M2. So it was quite a surprise, but yeah, M20 did it faster. Also guys, if you would have noticed, I have only installed applications which most of us use on daily basis. And in a lot of applications, M2 is slightly faster. But that said, the M20 is also not that behind, and in fact, in some applications, it was even faster than the M2. Here are a few more applications on the list, and you can see it yourself which device was faster. Now it's time to end the speed test and close all the applications and restart the device again so that we can do multitasking test. Now this multitasking test will be different since here I will open the application and use it for a bit and then move on to the other application. The reason for doing this is because in real life we use the application before switching between applications. So I wanted to test which device will have maximum amount of applications in the memory after doing so. So here we have all the applications open and ready. Now let's open them one by one and see which device has a maximum number of applications in the memory. So let's start off with Chrome, and here you can see that both the devices, they have this application in memory, which is a very good thing. Let's move on to Amazon Music. Once again, both the devices have it in memory. Let's open Twitter. And here you can see both the devices took a little time to show the content, so that's how it is on both the devices. Let's open Zomato and see what happens here. And once again, both the devices took a little time to show up the content, so yeah, I think those two applications were not there in memory. Let's open PUBG, and as expected, PUBG was not there in memory on both the devices because it is a high-end game and there are 14 to 15 applications running in the background. So I think both the devices, they just removed this application from the memory. Let's move on to YouTube, and here you can see that M2 is taking a little bit of time to show up the content, whereas M20 had it ready. The moment I clicked on it, it just showed up. Once again, let's open Instagram, and here once again M2 took a little time. So once again M20 was the winner over here. Let's move on to the next application, which is Asphalt 8, and let's see what happens. And here you can see that M2 is not having the application in the memory, whereas on M20 you can resume the game and you can play, whereas on M2 you will have to restart the game. So that is a very sad thing, but yeah, that's how it is. Let's open Amazon, and both the devices have it in memory. Let's open Temple Run 2, and once again both the devices have it in memory, so that's a nice thing. You can resume and you can play the game where you ended it. Let's open M Indicator, and once again both the devices have it. And guys, if you would have noticed, I have only kept the applications which I use, so that's there. And once again here on M20, Ola application has been reloaded, so this is one of the applications which M20 reloaded. Apart from that, there were one or two applications which in which it took a little time to show the content. But overall, I would say in terms of multitasking, at least M20 was slightly better than the M2. But when it comes to speed, M2 is better than the M20. So that's how it is. But I was expecting a lot from M2 in terms of multitasking as well, but that's not the case. But anyways, that's what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this speed test and multitasking test between the M20 and the M2. So if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're new here. Hit that bell icon so that you get notified about such videos. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat, and all the platforms links will be there in the description box, along with the links to buy these two devices. So if you're planning to buy, use my link. That will definitely help out the channel. That's it guys. This is Ace Saurabh. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.